What's up guys, it's Jesse from the Power of Adventure, and today we're going to be installing a Furrion Chill Cube 18K air conditioner in a Mercedes Sprinter camper van. Let's get into it. We have installed several Furrion Chill Cubes this year, and it has become the best option for a 120 volt RV rooftop air conditioner. The most innovative feature of this AC is its variable speed compressor. To put it simply, you can run the air conditioner in different power modes to help conserve battery power in an off-grid electrical system. I'll go over more of the technical specs at the end of the video. Along with the air conditioner, you will also need a distribution box, and for this application, we are using a non-ducted version. Let's go over everything that's included in the box. Here you have some gasket material, the remote controller. This is the interior foam divider. This is the junction box and junction box cover and all the assorted hardware needed for the install. Here we have the back plate and the distribution box itself. This wireless remote has the ability to act as an external thermostat for the air conditioner. Pretty cool. Here is the underside of the air conditioner, just what it looks like, and the measurement from the back of the air conditioner to the opening. I didn't find any documentation on that. Here's the two low voltage plugs and the 120 volt connection. We are going to be replacing this Maxxair fan with the air conditioner, so the first thing we'll do is remove the interior shroud. Now we'll open the fan fully and remove the 4 screws on the housing. The fan should lift out pretty simply and we'll have access to the mounting flange. We will be removing all these screws and all this adhesive. Once removed, I found a little bit of water intrusion and a brittle adhesive that was used. I'm going to remove all this and clean it up with a grinder. I will use some touch-up paint on any rust, and I'm going to re-glue the framing to the roof with a marine grade adhesive to create a really strong base for this air conditioner. Here is the roof opening prepped, complete with a 12-3 120 volt power supply. Okay, let's get the air conditioner on the roof. This weighs about 75 pounds. I got it up there by myself, but it would definitely be less of a struggle if you had someone else to help. Here I have the air conditioner in position and the foam gasket centered over the opening in the camper. Here's what it looks like on the inside of the RV. This is the back plate that is used to compress the foam gasket. I like to put a continuous bead of marine grade adhesive sealant to ensure a waterproof seal. I'll use the 4 provided bolts to evenly compress the flange until the gasket material is about a ½ inch. Here's what the electrical connection should look like inside the junction box. I chose to use 30 amp Wagos instead of the provided terminal block, but that's just my preference. Here you can see the junction box itself and the junction box cover. Now we're ready to install the distribution box. It has 2 low voltage plugs on it, one 5-pin, one 2-pin, and they go to corresponding plugs on the air conditioner. Now we can use the number 10 screws to mount the distribution box to the back plate. Here are the 4 screw locations. All that's left to do is to install the filter cover, and it just clips on just like that. Now, if you already had a 120 volt air conditioner that you're replacing, you can skip these next steps, but since we had a Maxxair Fan, we had to run a dedicated 120 volt line back to the electrical system. Here you can see it routed and fished all the way back to where our off-grid electrical system is located. Let's pop it open and see what we're working with. Oh boy. This is not looking good. Here we have just an exposed copper conductor. I think this came from the battery switch. This other battery terminal is really loose. It doesn't even look crimped. It's never my intention to insult anyone, but in the light of safety, it's important to address situations like this. You would be shocked at how many professional van builds have electrical systems that are simply dangerous. Here I found undersized 12 volt, 120 volt, inverter, and battery cabling, improper sized breakers and fuses, and unsupported wires in every direction. I decided to redesign it. I made new battery cables, new fusing, switching, inverter cabling, and properly sized overcurrent protection for all the other devices. I removed the old battery switch and replaced it with a small hatch to provide access for all of the battery switches, fuses, and breakers. Now I landed my 12-3 120 volt cable on a spare 20 amp breaker inside the panel. With all of our connections made, we can now power on the unit for the first time. Alright, let's hit the power switch. Okay, you can see the louver opening. Right now we're in auto. The modes are cool, dry, fan, and heat, which is optional. Here's the plus and minus for the set temperature, fan speed, sleep timer, and swing of the louver. The best part about this air conditioner is being able to choose how much power it uses. At 100%, this unit draws 14 amps at 120 volts, and that translates to about 1600 watts. Now you have two options to reduce its output. This is described as gear mode. At 75% power, it draws about 1200 watts, and at 50% power, this air conditioner only draws 7 amps or 850 watts. This is a game-changing feature if your goal is boondocking. Having the ability to reduce the output means it can be used twice as long on the same battery bank. It also takes less solar to directly power the air conditioner. This is a big step forward in rooftop RV air conditioners and will soon be the industry standard. Now this customer has an efficient, high output air conditioner and a properly built off-grid electrical system. If you think that any of our services could be of use to you, you can find us at powerofadventure.us. As always, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.